Sorry. Do you want me to start from like hello everyone and then just continue? Or?
Yes, just start from the
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Prasanna. I'm a marketing professional and a photographer. So I got started in photography sometime in 2012, I would say. My aunt had this really beat up Sony Alpha 100, and that camera was just it had been through a few wars, right? So I took the camera with me on a work trip, and we were in Nigambo, and we were talking to this old lady who was selling BD. I took this one shot, which to me to this day I absolutely love. I started learning with that camera, and I took it to Hong Kong with me, and I could barely manage to make it work, you know. And I shot a fashion show with it just on my own. I just took it for that show. A friend of mine who was there was the one who actually told me, okay, why don't you try it in this mode? You know, with the limited knowledge he had, he was willing to share it with me, and to be honest, that's something that I try to continue now itself as well. After that Hong Kong trip and after a few, you know, shoots here and there, I was thinking to myself, maybe it's time to invest in some gear. Then from there, my latest evolution in photography is to focus on portraits. So right now, those are the two areas that I'm focusing on: portraits and photo photography. So about the photos that I'm happiest about, I'm a huge geek, part of the Geek Club of Sri Lanka as well. There were 3 Comic-Cons, if I remember right. Yeah, and for the last 2, I wanted to showcase the creativity of the cosplayers in Sri Lanka. And what I did was I took the first one I went for. That was a little cramped. So the photos which I took, I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't as good as I could have brought it out. So the next Comic Con, I was there. I had a little space to myself. I took a white wall, and I wanted to give these guys amazing portraits which they could use, etc. And those photos were featured on Kotaku.com. This is the second time I've been featured on the site for cosplay photography. From there, started looking into different cosplay projects. I'm a huge Stephen King fan as well, and I was so excited about it finally being made into finally being remade. The movie was to be released internationally, but not here for some reason. And I was thinking to myself, why is that going to happen? You know, it's a horror movie, it's a blockbuster, it's definitely going to be a hit. Why wasn't it going to be released? So with a couple of amazing friends, Oshita did the cosplay, Dominic did the makeup, we put together this really quick shoot. Like, it literally happened in the space of a few hours. We didn't even have the clown costume, so what we did was we made do. It's all about working with what you have. So we had an apartment, a friend's apartment, once again, Dushan, thank you. We had the apartment, we had the makeup, and we had a red balloon. So we got creative with that. We shot him as a portrait with the balloon. We shot him in a stairwell. We shot him in an elevator. And there was this one point when we were waiting for the elevator to come, and the lift doors open, and there's a couple there standing, and Oshita's there, you know, holding a balloon, and they're just like, sorry, wrong floor, I guess. That was awesome. Sadly, the movie didn't come to Sri Lanka, but it was an amazing shoot. You don't need very, very expensive equipment to do a lot of things. That's a misconception that I'd like to break. It's all about using what you have. There's an old saying that the best camera is the one that you have with you. And the other thing I would invest in is knowledge. I'm completely self-taught. I didn't have anyone teaching me. In fact, I was told once by a photographer that I should go to photography school and learn the basics. And while that did depress me at the time, no, I was like, all right, let me do better than that. YouTube is your friend. There are so many tutorials on YouTube, it's insane. And it's great, you know, using those the knowledge which you have and experimenting. So for example, I learned to light my portraits using action figures and statues. It seems silly when you think about it, But that's a subject that doesn't move. That's a subject which has amazing detail. And well, me and a friend of mine, we used to light his figures and statues with phone flashes, with torchlights, with black screens for backgrounds. There's a lot of information out there for photographers to use and to learn. So on Instagram, I see current trends mainly being travel related photos, food related shots. The bright and airy photos do very well on Instagram as well. But if you want to do something different, if you want to create a niche, be creative, first find out what the rules are, then learn to see where you can bend them and break them. Juggling a corporate job and doing photography at the same time, it's not the easiest thing to do. And on the corporate side of things, I made sure that my qualifications in the professional world are there. I have a sim qualification. I'm probably the youngest graduate of PIM for my masters. I made sure that part was taken care of. And in my head I was thinking, okay, what if one day I want to actually get into photography full time? There was this Bruce Lee quote where he said that there are no peaks, there are only plateaus, and if you stay there, you'll die. You have to keep on going up. You keep on finding new plateaus for yourself. That's what I feel is important in anything you do. If it's in photography, if it's in your personal life, if it's in your professional life, don't be content. Keep striving for more, because that's how you grow. I want to see what more I can do. So for example, I'm thinking about putting together a book with portraits. That's something I've always wanted to do, in the sense I want to do something which is deeply personal to me, and that's portraits of the people in my life. That's a project that I'm working on, and hopefully that finishes sometime soon. But then it's like one of those things which are constantly being added onto, right? Because people in your life aren't necessarily the ones who you started off with. They just keep on coming in at different stages. So let's see how we can make that work. Yeah, so those are the plans for the future, and then let's see how things go.